-1 and -3, 0 and +2, 1 and 5, and then 2 and 6, 3 and 5, 4 and 2, and 5 and -3. All right, this will land up. You should Spider-Man. I'm going to pretend you're Spider-Man now. Okay. Let's start getting a few inverse points. If I say my first point on the right here is 5 and -3, what's the inverse to this point, please?
5 and -3.
Yeah.
So it'll be -3, 5.
Very good. So x is going to be -3, and y is going to be 5. So for those that weren't here yesterday, what just happened was the x and the y coordinates just switched. That's all we did. All right, Olivia.
Yes.
4 and 2 switches to what, please?
2 and 4.
2 and 4. Cole, 3 and 5 switches to what? 3. Tristan, 2 and 6 changes to what?
6 and 2.
Okay. And I'll do the other side here. And we've seen this before yesterday, but I just want to talk with this for those that weren't here. I'm trying to put down here again. Whoa. Okay, that is in fact the sideways parabola. Can everyone think of what equation that would be? We saw this already on the parent functions, which we talked about yesterday. What's the green parabola going to sort of look like? Yeah, go ahead. It will form like a heart. We'll leave that for right now, okay? This is Valentine's Day coming up, okay? But what is just the green shape going to be? We saw that on the parent functions. What's the green shape going to be? Let's say I already remember the bottom half. Square root, that's going to end up being, okay? And we'll show you how it turns into the square root. So this is going to be f inverse. In red, it's going to be f back. Now, we did this yesterday, okay? I just wanted to show you this again. So this is going to be the starting point. We're talking about a few problems we have. Okay, I was having a good discussion with Carissa about functions and not functions, and we'll talk about functions and not functions here in a second. All right. This one's definitely not a function. That's going to be one of our problems with this. And we'll talk about why the inverse function. Okay. So here we go. Let's start first of all with the domain. Nicole, what is the domain of the red function, please? Yeah. Yeah. What does that mean, XCR? Somebody else, what does that mean? The next one? Right on. Remember for a parabola, so yeah, what that means here for this is the x value is going forever. For someone that was here yesterday, how does that relate to my inverse? For someone that was here yesterday, Luke, go ahead. Good. So remember we said the x and the y values split? So that means, for my range down below of f inverse, okay, the range is going to switch again. Okay, you can see that from the graph, it's going to get bigger and smaller. Okay, right, but again, the domain of the one is the range of the other. All right, Carissa, Unshine, what's the range of the red graph, please? Do it in English, I'll do the math symbols. In English, what is it? No? Somebody help her, please. Now, for those people who don't have confidence, that's okay. You got to get confidence by next week when you guys test on this one. I'm going to stop you because I know you know this. I'm sorry. Okay, I want people to think here. Someone else is not sitting in the front row, or is named him, or you, or no one's been in my class before. Somebody new. What's the range of the red? Pick on people. Summer, try, please. Go ahead. And that's equal to 6. Okay. So if you look at it's basically the y values. 6 is the biggest, so it has to be smaller than 6. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Just say x is less than 6, and I'll write it for you. Okay. So So, and again, for your first test, y is less than or equal to 6. On your first test, again, we'll, if you write it in English, you'll get half a mark, right? I want to get sort of the main idea from the English now. All right, Asia, even though you weren't here yesterday, actually someone else other than Asia, since you wasn't here yesterday. Oh, and since you were here yesterday, how's that going to affect my inverse? What's that going to mean now?
So your domain will be what's used in the range on X.
Right.
So it will be squiggly bracket, X, and then like the line.
Yeah.
And then X is less than or equal to 6.
Right on.
And then X is greater than equal to 5.
Okay, so if you take a look, they're going to be always opposite each other. Okay. Now, back to Chris. Sorry to keep on mute because you asked about functions, and I love it. Okay. The problem that we have here is that the green line is not a function. Why is the green equation not a function?
There's like 2 points like that.
Yeah. Anywhere along here, if I look at x equals 5, there's 2 points. If I look at x equals 2, there's 2 points. If I look at x equals -3, there's 2 points. I don't like that as a mathematician because now I can't do all my algebra that I want to with that line. Can somebody tell me how I might be able to get around that? Brad? So it's never a problem. Very good. Okay. So what we're going to do for this is, you're only going to need to use one arm of your parabola. Okay. So if you take a look, if instead of doing both arms like this, if you take one arm, or the other arm is going to be a function, right? So what we're going to do is this is called restricting the domain. So what you're going to do is, to make f inverse of x a function, you must restrict the domain of f of x by cutting off one arm at the vertex. Okay, so I'm going to do a demonstration with myself. And I will not cut off my arms though, okay? So here's my parabola like this. The problem is when I go sideways, it's going to look like this, so that's the problem. And once I've done the inverse, it's too late to cut something off. So what I'm going to do, I pretend I only have one arm, which I do, okay? If you cut sideways, then this is a function now, right? Okay? The same thing, if I would have chosen this arm, and I turn it sideways, it's still a function. You get the logic there, right? So you're just going to take the vertex and go bigger or smaller. If you need to see on the graph, here it is. I'm going to choose, in this case, x is bigger than 6. So that's blue there, all right? The same thing then, that's going to mean that y is just bigger than 6. So now we have a function, right? All the way, if I chop off those ones, I only have 1 point all the way along. Okay. Yes?
Would you still write y can be any number?
No, because what would happen then, y would just be bigger than, y would just be smaller than 6 in this case, okay? So well, that's what we'll do on these examples, right? We're only using half the problem. Yes, go ahead.
Shading that x is bigger than 6. When you flip that parabola, aren't they opposite arms then?
No, because think, this is going to be x is bigger than 6, right?
Yeah.
Here it's going to be x is,
Y.
yeah, y is bigger than,
But like when you flip it
no, this is, sorry, this is x is bigger than 2, sorry. So this is going to be y is bigger than 2.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Okay, hold on, just wait, okay, just try and slow down for a second. Do you remember the idea this is to switch the x and the y's, right? That's the idea, right? So if I look at this, these are my values, x is bigger than 6 on the blue graph, right? So for the inverse, y has to be, sorry, x is bigger than 2.
But if you flip it, it goes
Oh, I see.
If you think, right, the reflection, hold on a sec, the reflection goes like this, remember, right?
I got it.
Remember, that's where the reflection goes? So, y equals x, so that's what happens. So it is, this is x is bigger than 2, so this is y is bigger than 2.
okay,
Right.
I get you now. Yeah.
It's just because you said 6 right there.
Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry, I got myself so mixed up.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, let's do an example to show what this means here now, okay, for us, for algebra, okay? And there will be a little bit of algebra there, Grace, too, for this. All right, there will be some algebra here, which would be nice. All right, here we go, example 1. Now, I told you guys this yesterday, I'm going to tell you this again, okay? This will be on your final exam, I guarantee. My class last semester, I love them, they're great people. None of them bought me roses, but that's okay. But probably about half the class didn't do this question on the final exam, they left it blank. This question will be on your final exam. Do I need to say this again? You write it down on your paper in big red letters or something. This question will be on your final exam. Different numbers before you ask, okay? So make sure you can do it. Here we go. Example 2. F of x equals negative 3x squared plus 12x minus 8. A is going to say graph f of x and f inverse of x. B is going to say state the domain and range of f of x. So f inverse is a function. C is going to be find the equation of f inverse of x. Okay, this will definitely be on your final exam. Okay, this exact question with numbers. Okay. So Riley, what should we do? You should be stressed out about this. You're not stressed out about it. So to be less stressed, what you should do is complete the square to find the vertex first. Then what you're going to do is you're going to switch the x and the y to get the vertex of the inverse, and then stop there. I'll get it graphed up. Okay, so complete the square, and that'll find the vertex for the graph and its inverse, and then I'll take it from there. Okay, so I'm going to stop on this video.